Hello, you're watching Outsiders. I'm James Morrow, as always, joined by Rowan Dean and Rita Panahi. And today I'd like to ask you all to take a stroll down memory lane and remember those heady days when Donald Trump first took office. Back then, the experts didn't even think there was much of a chance that any of us would survive to Election Day 2020, much less see Donald Trump looking more competitive by the day. That's because, back then, The Atlantic warned, what's dangerous about Trump's foreign policy? Paul Keating said that Australia should cut the tag with the U.S. after Trump won. And the ABC, in its usual gleefully glum way, could barely contain itself when it reported a Lowy Institute report found that under Trump, the U.S. posed a, quote, critical threat to Australian interests. Seriously. Yet, 4 years on, the world hasn't been obliterated in a nuclear holocaust. The U.S. hasn't gone charging into nation after nation, starting stupid wars and destabilizing the Middle East. Just the opposite. While it may have escaped the attention of the Dan Andrews Erotica Brigade, peace is breaking out all over. On Saturday morning, Australia woke to the news that yet another Arab nation had signed a peace deal with Israel, this time Bahrain, and rumors suggest that other nations like Oman and possibly even Saudi Arabia, yes, that's Saudi Arabia, may soon do likewise. This is huge news, and if it wasn't for the coronavirus pandemic on the one hand, and so much of the left media's inability to acknowledge when Trump gets it right on the other, Trump would be up for a Nobel Peace Prize. Oh wait, actually he is. Not that the left would celebrate Obama winning a Peace Prize of his own before he did anything. We'll acknowledge it. And now that Trump has been nominated, they actually want to cancel the prize. And indeed, Obama is the reason why the left is so upset about what normal people see as this good news in the Middle East. Because Trump's foreign policy has not only been a direct refutation of Obama's foreign policy, it has been its undoing. None of this outbreak of peace would be possible without Trump's unwinding of Obama's insane deal with Iran, which saw billions of dollars sent to the terrorist state. Indeed, at the time, then Secretary of State John Kerry admitted that, quote, I think that some of it will end up in the hands of the IRGC or other entities, some of which are labeled terrorists. You know, to some degree, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every component of that can be prevented. Honestly. Trump, of course, stopped all that, showing the Arab world that the U.S. is no longer looking to arm their chief adversaries, the mullahs in Iran. And he showed that a pro-American foreign policy is a better way to achieve peace for all than a foreign policy which, under Obama, saw the U.S. alternately apologizing for its sins and going in all guns blazing. Now, let's contrast Trump's approach with that of Joe Biden, who would, were he elected, represent a return to Obama's Peace Prize-winning, regional war-creating foreign policy. This week, we sadly marked the 19th anniversary of 9/11, and it's worth revisiting what Biden said just a month after the attacks. Take this vignette from a profile written about Vice President Biden just a month after the attacks. In the reliably left-wing New Republic, it was written that at the Tuesday morning meeting with committee staffers, Biden launches into a stream of consciousness monologue about what his committee should be doing before finally admits the obvious, I'm groping here. And then he hits on an idea. America needs to show the Arab world that we're not bent on its destruction. Quoting Biden, the profile reads, seems to me this would be a good time to send, no strings attached, a check for $200 million to Iran. He surveys the table with raised eyebrows, a how do you like that look on his face. Now, a lot of people have been saying that Biden's senility is a new thing, but that just proves that he's always been an idiot. The choice now Americans face is between someone who's getting peace deals signed and someone who doesn't even understand the difference between the Arab world and Iran. America, it's up to you.